Hell yeah. What's up? What's up? Yeah, right on, right on, right on. What's up? What's up out there? What's going on out there? Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Be honest. Welcome to it. Welcome to this fine Saturday edition of Good Morning Be Honest. Right here on going live on the YouTube Saturday morning. I am the host of this. This is my little experiment, my little morning talk show podcast, what have you. I'm Nikki Be Honest, heavy blues metal. You just heard some. To hear it correctly, you can go to nikkibhannas.com, nikkibhannas.bandcamp.com, Nikki B. Hannas on all streaming services. Let me check, make sure I got audio real quick. Let me check to make sure I got audio because I don't always get the audio. A little unprepared, but that's okay. That's okay. Am I popping up? Am I popping up? Man, I don't got a good feeling about the audio. I don't got a good feeling about the live. Check it out. Check it out.
Got a good feeling about the live. Check it out.
All right, I got a good feeling about the audio. Sweet, we're set. Anyway, yeah, it's a nice rainy Saturday morning out here. got my morning. God damn, got my morning walk in. Got my steps. Oh yeah, what's up, MP? You the fucking number one, bro. Good morning to you, dude. Yeah, you guys know what it is at this point. Get up. Got my walk in. Bunch of steps under my feet. Got a little wet out there. It's like that summertime rain. It's warm. I'm like kind of sweating, but it's wet. It's all right. It's all good. Great start to the day. Even if I wake up like a little groggy, if I'm like still, because I fucking, by this point in the work week's almost done. And it's like, let's just get it over with. The last day, though, I'm usually pretty tired. By the time I get out there and fucking start walking, dude, I'm wide awake. But yeah, it's a pretty nice day so far. Reading was good. There's a lot of synchronicities starting to happen, which I would like to think is indicative that I'm kind of on the right track of whatever I'm doing. My one of my buddies hit me up yesterday. This guy, I can't think of a ghost host name. Let's call him Big Willie. So my man, my man Big Willie hit me up yesterday out of the fucking blue, and he played in a band that we used to play with pretty often, stoner metal, space rock, like weed music, all about like weed and alien titties and shit. that was what they were about, right? But great dude. We always got along super, super, super well. He hit me up out of nowhere, just like, yo, what's up, man? Just wanted to say hello. How you doing? Fucking hey. I'm like, yeah, dude. What's going on? Great to hear from you. All's good. He's like, yeah, we're gonna get the band back together. By the way, you were at Metallica? I'm like, yeah, dude, Metallica fucking rules. So we're just chopping it up a little bit like that. And some way or another, the conversation turned like political, but not really in a bad way. Now, I don't keep my politics hidden, but I'm also not walking around in a fucking let's go Brandon hoodie. Like I'm pretty, I like the shtick of being obnoxiously American AF, some could say. I got American flags fucking everywhere, all types of paraphernalia, coded language, maybe one could say. I like that shit. I like the caricature element to it. I like, for example, Kid Rock in a fur coat with like a 55-foot American flag behind him. I think that fucking rules. And I'm a Trump dude. I don't keep that hidden either. But I also don't go around proselytizing and preaching the message. So how it turned political, he was basically like, yeah, we're getting our band back together. Is there any chance of your old band getting back? I'm like, nah, man, like such and such is so far off the fucking field and they don't even talk to me. Bull blocked me because he's out crusading the good cause of leftism, whatever. Now my boy, Big Willie, he's like a fucking progressive cat. But even he was like, yeah, man, I fucking see this performative fucking horse shit constantly on the internet that Bull's putting out. And I'm like, yeah, man, there's series in my worlds where it's like, dude, I lost a fucking good friend over fucking politics, Bull. Like, said nothing I really did. Now, granted, there's a history of dirt there, but like, at the end of the day, you fucking Bull stops talking to me just because of what I assume to be my political inclinations. I'm like, that's so fucking whack. But we had a really cool, me and my man Big Willie, that aside, that was just like what got us talking, right? And he fucking it was a really cool thing, dude. Let me pull the text up real fast. Because to me, it's like, I guess he was seeing shit, wanted to hit me up. Whatever propelled him to hit me up, I guess he was seeing something. He says to me, he says, yo, not going to lie, thinking about you turned a negative emotion into a positive one for me. Like he's saying, I like the other guy. I'm inclined to agree with him, but it's just like preachy and fucking corny. And then he started reminiscing about the good times we had, wanted to holler at me. And that I'm a dope dude, he says. And he's sorry he doesn't reach out more. I'm like, bro, you're a fucking grown man. I'm a fucking grown man. We got lives to lead. Like, it's all good, but man, like, thanks. Like, that's awesome. And it's funny because it's all in the rock and roll, heavy metal world, dude. And as I understand it, it's so politically left that I'm the fucking outlier in most rooms I'm in. And that's all good. Like, that's a fucking all good thing. I accept it. Like, if I really took issue with it because I can't stand to be around people that don't think like me, then I wouldn't fucking participate. One would think, right? Like, it's just so interesting to me, dude. And basically, what I said, I'm like, yeah, man, like, I try to stick to myself and work on myself and fucking be a good example after years of not fucking being one. You guys always been good to me and nothing but love from me to you. It's all for the cause, and the cause is motherfucking rock and roll and a life well lived, in my opinion. And that's fucking like kind of where we just started going off. And then, there's a little banter back and forth because he didn't even, my man, Big Willie, didn't even know I was a fucking Trump guy. Good. Like, it's not a fucking defining characteristic. He's like, yo, but you don't come across as a MAGA type. Like, I wouldn't guess you vote red. So by this deduction, you don't make it your whole fucking personality. That's important because, man, isn't that a shame? But, that was a cool little interaction I think I had yesterday after when I was talking about yesterday with the Trump and Elon and fucking all this other stuff. Like, I hate the venomous, agitated political shit. Like, what people are saying on television, that television and media is fucking propagating out. I've only really lost like one real important friendship over it. And as a grown ass fucking man, it's like, whatever. This shit happens. You lose friends because someone moves sometimes. You lose friends sometimes in life because someone has a kid or gets married or what. Like, we're fucking adults, bro. Shit don't last forever, no matter what. And no matter whatever does happen, I look back, like I said, I was really happy when my man hit me up because I'm like, dude, I put on your record, bro. And those first couple of riffs take me back to that whole era of my life. And even if I was up to no good, those were some of the best times I ever motherfucking had. Awesome, awesome shit. You know what I mean? But, my man Big Willie, he's like, I'm left as fuck. I'm to the left of the liberals and Democrats. Politically radicalized views. Now, half of me, I'm like, dude, tell me more. Tell me more. At some level, we fucking pretty guarantee we agree on some shit. Probably just disagree on the means to get there. But that's okay. And then he says, I don't want to end my friendship with you for voting Republican. Holy shit. So let this be a lesson to everybody out there. Real fucking people that are not ideologues and goose stepping in line with the media machine. They exist. Pretty fucking cool thing. You know what I mean? So I just found that fascinating. Yeah, then we fucking just kept talking about it. Then he brings up Nietzsche. He's like, yo, did you see my post the other day about Nietzsche? I'm like, nah, no, I didn't, but I like some Nietzsche. I'll talk about Nietzsche all day, even if I can't barely pronounce it or fucking spell it. And he was talking about Nietzsche's famous quote. So this is a quote from Nietzsche. He who fights monsters should take care not to become monsters themselves. When you stare into the void, it stares into you. And that's fucking true. Whether you're fucking left or right, whatever your fucking inclinations are, you become that which you fucking obsess with. As a man thinketh, so he is. These are fucking universal things. And it was just so cool, I think, when I'm just working. It's another Friday at work. I got up yesterday, took my walk, did my readings, talked to the people, lifted some weights, went to my business. Now I'm getting to catch up with my guy and we're talking about some heady shit. I like that. And immediately when he sent me that Nietzsche quote, it's funny because I got it. When you physically own a copy of the band Death, their album, The Sound of Perseverance, which is one of my favorite fucking metal albums ever. Just point blank, it's up top 5 easy. You open it up and right on the disc tray, the very beginning of the inlet, insert, whatever. That's a fucking quote. So I'm like, yeah, dude, I got to share this with you then because I got that fucking ready to go, son. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty fucking cool shit. So then, that's pretty much as that went. He goes, I literally found out your politics today and probably vice versa. So let's burn a friendship based on rock and roll. Because that's how I know this dude. We're fucking in bands. We're out banging our heads and fucking ripping loud guitars, bro. Like, let's burn a friendship based on rock and roll. Because that's totally what Hendrix and Dio would have wanted, right? Yeah, it seems childish to me, motherfucker, but what do I know? Now that segues into my morning readings in this sense, because out of all my piles of books, this one, as Bill sees it, the AA book. Well, AA gets a lot of flack, let's just say, because people are like, well, I don't believe in God, so I can't go into those rooms with those people, which is fucking silly. And it's people, they talk about that in the rooms because it ain't about that, idiot. Get your head out your motherfucking ass. But today's reading is titled Tolerance in Practice. So I'm reading this. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what the fuck we were talking about yesterday, man. Shit. It opens with, we found that the principles of tolerance and love had to be emphasized in actual practice. We can never say or insinuate to anyone that he must agree to our formula or be excommunicated. That's right. We're all in it together at the end of the day. And we got freedom of association. We can choose who we hang out with. We can curate our social circles, just like it's almost like we have autonomy and control for the most part over how we live our life. If you don't like someone, you don't got to fucking be around them. Right? A few exceptions to that rule, but that's generally the rule. And exceptions are not the rule. And this passage ends with, in such an atmosphere, the orthodox, the unorthodox, and the unbeliever mix happily and usefully together. An opportunity for spiritual growth is open to all. That's right. The cause is motherfucking rock and roll. And we got something to do with it. Ain't no one making you fucking look at goofy idiots, goofy, idiotic Facebook proselytizing, And once you kind of tap out of that fucking vortex of mental, it like puts hooks into your attention, dude. Like, people that are into that shit, trust me, like I said, I've been there before, and I try. It's kind of hard to not now because I like being up to date with what's happening. Part of me humans like gossip for whatever reason, and this is a big fucking WWE show of the gossip. Ooh, who said what? How are they going to respond? Part of me likes that, but I have to fucking make sure I keep distance there because it's like, bro, it creates me to be a person. Now my identity is somebody who only is looking outwards, seeking for things outwards, when that's just not the way it fucking works, dude. If you don't like something, try not to fucking participate in it. There's an unavoidable element to that. Like, you can't just, I haven't fit. Maybe you can. I don't know. I have yet to figure out exactly how to do only things that I like with only people that I like. That's kind of life. This is enter stoicism. You got to deal with some bullshit. You got to endure some bullshit. You got to adapt to some bullshit. This is not new. Nothing new exists under the sun. But for the most part, yeah, you can choose where your attention goes. Where your attention goes, your energy will flow, as Myron Golden says, or he says something to that extent. Either way, that's an idea I learned from him. So anyway, that brings me to my second reading. This is from today's Daily Stoic. It's a quote from Seneca. We like to say that we don't get... Oh, man, sometimes I start to read this shit. Sometimes I start to read and I just have the fucked up cadence and can't do it. I'm like choking my words. Anyway, let me try it again. Mr. Seneca says, we like to say that we don't get to choose our parents, that they were given by chance. Yet we can truly choose whose children we'd like to be, which basically is going on to say, yeah, you can't choose that, but who do you choose to emulate? What do you strive to become? What do you choose to do? Where are you at out here? You can be metaphorically, you're born to who you're born to, but metaphorically, you can fucking go anywhere you want. Ryan Holiday's critique, because Ryan Holiday compiled all the quotes and then writes passages in response to the quotes each day. Thus, the Daily Stoic. He says, maybe your parents were poor role models or you lacked a great mentor. Yet if we choose to, we can easily access the wisdom of those who came before us, those whom we aspire to be like. Not only We not only owe it to ourselves to seek out this hard-won knowledge, we owe it to the people who took the time to record their experiences, to try to carry on the traditions and follow their examples, to be the promising children of these noble parents. It's a whole big wide world out here, dude. Why fucking have a closed mind and only exist only in what you know? Fucking A, like that's why I like reading. It's so valuable, I think, to read. There's a million things out there you ain't never encountered before, and one thought can beget more, and that can be life-changing shit. I know in my life it's been life-changing shit. Now the synchronicity element of it, because that's two of my books that I read in the morning, right? The other one, 365 Days with Self-Discipline by Mr. Martin Meadows. So today is it was like exactly the same thing, dude. It is titled On Learning from the Greats. And there's a quote. He's the same formula. He's got a quote from one of the greats, or whatever his topic of the day is, and then he writes a response to it. A nice, concise page and a half every morning. Boom, boom, boom. 365 motherfucking days with self-discipline. On learning from the greats, he has a Theodore Roosevelt quote, which is long, and maybe these dumb sunglasses inside don't help my quick, off-the-cuff reading out loud abilities. I often skip that in class. In any event, he says, it might sound like I'm opposed to the. He basically says that why don't you read a biography from someone you admire and want to emulate instead of being constantly caught in that perpetual cycle of seeking self-help? And I see that a lot. People are always healing. Everyone's on a healing journey, and that's fine. Healing is necessary. We have to heal from scars and wounds and fucking shit that we had no control over. I don't really believe in actualized victimhood, but that doesn't mean people aren't victims of things. It's not just us that runs the world. We have to interact with it, and sometimes you're at the behest of it. So it is what it is. But it's also, like I was saying either yesterday or the day before, it is kind of masturbatory to only consume content like this, where it's all just productivity, productive, self-help, and not do anything about it. The fucking crucial part of that is taking what you're reading and consuming and doing something with it. If you ain't doing that, then you're just spinning your wheels and doing nothing. It ain't that different than jerking it. You know what I mean? So he's posting something. He's proposing something a little different, where it's like, why don't you just find people you admire in the great halls of history, read about them. You like them and want to emulate them. You should learn from them. That stands to reason to me. He says, it might sound like I'm opposed to the use of self-help literature, but I strongly believe that you're often better served by reading biographies of people you want to emulate, rather than yet another generic book about personal development. So there it is. It all kind of came together for me today, dude. I'm talking to my homie yesterday, just quickly in passing, within the span of an hour. We covered a whole lot of fucking territory. But, shout out to my man Big Willie, because that shit's sick. He's getting the band back together. He's on a mission from God to use the Blues Brothers. But you know what I mean? Approaching the 20-minute mark, that's enough for today. Good morning, Hannas. That's me. What's up? Thank you for sharing your morning with me thus far. I got to go lift some weights. I think today is the second chest day of the week. We like that. Fucking A, right. EMP with the fire, the fuego emoji. There's someone else in the chat, too. I don't know who that is, but you two, motherfuckers, real ones. Anyway, Nikki B. Hannas, heavy blues metal, nikkibhannas.com, nikkibhannas.bandcamp.com. Nikki B. Hannas on all streaming services. This is the BS with B. Hannas YouTube channel, also available on podcast and audio form. Fucking on YouTube, Spotify Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Audible, iHeartRadio. Yeah, keep it real. One love, peace. What was I playing today? Fucking Open Letter. Yeah, Nikki B. Hannas Open Letter. I'm out of here later.